If they don't win the division, they failed miserably.
I don't know if Tom is going to be willing to do whatever it takes to really make major upgrades.
All right, let's get started with shot or no shot. I have a couple baseball questions. Jesse Rogers was on this station this week during spring trading with Chris Bleck, and he told Bleck something I thought was interesting. He is less certain than he has been all offseason about the Cubs winning the division. Jesse said he has slightly downgraded the Cubs, and it's not just the Dodgers thing. It's the longer he takes analyzing the roster, the prospects of the season, slight downgrade for the Cubs, and a slight upgrade for the Brewers as we hit opening day. Shot or no shot? Anything short of a division championship for the Cubs is a failure of a season.
That's a shot. They don't win the division, barring catastrophic injury. It falls at the feet of the manager, of the GM, team president, ownership, all of them. If they don't win the division, they failed miserably.
What if you get in as a wild card?
Cool, but you should win that division.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm just saying, beggars can't be choosers. If you get in, you get in. I know you'd like to be able to win it outright, clearly, if you're the Cubs. Mm-hmm. But what if you get in as a wild card?
Okay, great. What do we do in the playoffs? Let's go. But I'm still telling you, you should win your division.
The problem, too, with getting in as a wild card now in baseball is there's a chance that you're playing 3 road games, so you don't get gate at Wrigley Field for postseason baseball. And there's a good chance those 3 road games are going to be in Atlanta or Philadelphia. Enjoy those.
Well, it's deserved because this is what your ball club is. I think in the first hour, Shay, we just were able to discover that. And we had a great caller, Stuart from Shorewood. Kap talked about it early, is that there's levels to this. And those teams you just mentioned, the Cubs are not in that same conversation. They're not. Maybe they get better at the deadline and add. And again, that's the jury's still out on that. I mean, Jed could tell you anything on the cool couch on the recap. I don't know if Tom is going to be willing to do whatever it takes to really make major upgrades at the deadline. I don't know that.
We'll find out.
I think some, but I'm talking about going all out to have a real commitment. Not just cursory, real commitment.
Was getting Chapman a real commitment?
It certainly was.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it certainly was. Now what? That's a great memory. Now what? What about now?
We'll find out.
What about now?
We'll find out.
Shay?
All right, on the White Sox side, obviously, they set the American League record last year, most losses in modern baseball history. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong last season. They traded away their ace in the offseason. There's a strong likelihood that if he's any good, Luis Robert will be traded away at the deadline this year. And the cherry on top, it feels like things are already not going the White Sox way. 6 pitchers in the organization are going under the knife for Tommy John. That includes Drew Thorpe. That includes Prelander Baroa. That includes Kai Busch. All 3 who are likely to make the roster on opening day, if not spend some significant time with the Major League team. And for whatever reason, the team's top position player prospect is starting in the minors again so that Brooks Baldwin can be the opening day shortstop. It's not starting great. Shot or no shot, the White Sox will be the worst team in baseball again.
That is a shot. And it's not even close.
The Rockies are right there with him.
No, sir. No, sir. No.
But I would probably say it's absolutely a shot. I would probably say the Sox and the Rockies will battle for that.
The Sox will be the worst team in baseball. And that means maybe an increase in wins this year for Will Venable, but that doesn't mean anything. It does. I mean, this team is dead. I just laid out for you, Shay, that if you're doing a fantasy draft, that all those Sox would just be left off the roster. They would just be guys you just pick up if you need somebody, a dead body, for your team, for your guy that's on the IL. You'd only take Robert. Nobody else would make it. It could be 12 people on the fantasy team. They wouldn't take any White Sox. Why would you? These are also Rans or guys that should be out of baseball. People should be playing overseas. That's what they've been able to put together this year. So, no, it is the worst team in baseball. And I would say by far.
Can I say, though, that I think it's a bit of a photo finish, White Sox, Rockies, and Marlins. The Marlins are awful. The Rockies have spent so much money that is on the roster and awful. They don't have great prospects that are looking like they're going to come up and spend time in Major League Baseball this year. There is nothing redeeming on their roster. I don't think they even have a tradable asset. I don't think they even have a Luis Robert. Like, there's nothing good. And I do feel like if there's any team that could be worse than the White Sox this year, it's Colorado. They're horrid.
I don't know. I like Mickey Moniak.
Oh, Jesus. I'm telling you. I mean, the money that they spent on a guy like Chris Bryant to just be totally unavailable.
$182 million. And you realize he turned down, and I stand by my reporting, and Hoodie knows exactly who told me because he was there. $200 million or $225 and $25 million more in incentives. That is a fact, folks. And he could say, well, I got my arbitration monies, and then they add to the 182 I didn't lose. That's fine. You've never been the same player since. Never.
That's correct. That's correct.
Train wreck.
Like, at least the White Sox have a top 5 farm system, and a lot of those guys are going to get called up and spend time on the South Side this year. The Rockies are outside the top 10 in their farm system. Their best prospect's a pitcher. I don't see any. I don't think Chase Dollander's their top prospect. I don't know that he's going to spend any time at the major league level this year, and they don't have position players that I care about. They're awful.
No, I understand. No, there's bad teams in baseball, but the White Sox are the worst. That'll be, and again, we can go back and forth on the win total of 50, 51, 52, 53. I'm just saying that at the deadline, they probably will trade Luis Robert, and then what do you have? Got nothing. You won't have anything. Even though I agree, I'm optimistic about the farm system, especially the pitching. I just know that this team will not contend until 20.
Luis Robert, I got Benintendi.
Yeah.
Yes.
This team will not contend until 2032. Shay?
Wow.
All right. And by the way, I don't care what they say over there, because I know when I say that, people recoil over there at 35th and Vec. That's a joke. Watch. Because once they are called up, you're going to pay them under this ownership? The only hope is that the ownership changes. So that way there's a hope that some of those kids can get paid and be part of the cornerstones of the franchise. But otherwise, no. 32.
Wow.
I have 2 questions. Take your pick. Would you like the Dodgers question or the Duke University question?
Oh,
Duke.
Duke. That sounds spicy. It's something there.
Yesterday, Duke University issued a statement regarding the HBO show White Lotus. Mm-hmm. If you haven't been watching, one of the characters in White Lotus this season is a lunatic. He is undergoing investigation
I've never seen this show. What is it about?
It's about rich people who stay at a resort, an expensive, all-inclusive resort somewhere in the world, and are all kind of like irredeemable. It's a satire. They're all awful people. Okay. So one of the guys in the show is a Duke grad and is under federal investigation for embezzlement, and finds out he's under federal investigation and goes nuts. He steals a gun. He's popping pills. He's contemplating ending it all so that he can avoid jail time. He's doing all of this while wearing a Duke T-shirt. This has sparked memes on social media, the way people will enjoy a Duke loss by posting photos of this guy with said stolen weapon. Duke issued a statement. They said their trademark is being used without permission. They do not want to be associated with this character or with this show. They believe that it is showing an endorsement of Duke University from this character. Shot or no shot? They issued this statement yesterday because they're terrified Caleb Love's going to end their season tonight.
No shot. It has nothing to do with that, but what they do need to do is quit taking themselves so seriously. It's a popular show from what I know. Yes. So what? Guy's wearing a Duke shirt. Good for him.
I love the angle, though.
They know, dude. Stupid. Caleb Love's going to hit 16 of 24 shots, ace him out of the tournament, and the memes will flood
when is
of
that
this
game,
guy
tonight?
in a Duke shirt. I believe it's tonight. Yeah, Duke, Arizona. It's tonight or tomorrow. It's Sweet 16.
Wow. I'd say it's a shot. I think there's a correlation there, because why is that story so ratcheted up now, Shay? Because White Lotus is hot, and that's the reason why.
Tonight at 8:39 on CBS, Duke, Arizona. Caleb Love, round 2. I'm telling you, Duke's terrified. This is the same player that ended their season and ended Coach K's career in the Final Four. They're terrified.
That's so awesome.
They see Caleb Love in their nightmares.
Hey, make sure you stay with us because we're going to try to hook you up and put some money in your pocket, courtesy of ESPN Bet. Kap and I and Shay and Jay Moore will take a look at the games and
Give out a bet of the day today.
give you a couple because it's always interesting, especially with the Final Four right around the corner from San Antonio, the home of the great piano bar, Little Pat O'Brien's. Oh, I spent a lot of time there. I got a couple of great stories out of San Antonio. Ah, that's great.
I like that, Tom.
Oh, man. Some I can remember. Some I was sober for. Some not so much. Coming up, we will go around the NFL, and don't forget it's a Deal Breakers Thursday. Deal Breakers comes your way at 8:35. Kap and J Hood, presented by the aforementioned